free, she throwing that ass. I'm up first for coming in last. Went to the bank, happy alive. Nigga fuck love, rather by rap. Nigga fuck love, rather by rap.
Actually kind of nice if I did. I was actually thinking about going to bed.
Bath
I
and
was
Beyond.
thinking about getting a pillow.
You gotta get you a firm pillow, like
No, I got one.
one that you
I got
feel
one
at
of these
night.
memory pillows. The other one's been fucking ruined by. It's been ruined.
So are these pillows
pillows
like for
can
your
ruin
couch
things.
or like, you know, for sleeping purposes?
Well, this is the last survivor, and this is for both.
I've never heard somebody name their pillow. That's fire.
I didn't name my pillow.
No, I think you say it's like the last one he has.
You got one pillow, bro? I don't believe that.
You got
I had other pillows, bro, but now I got one.
what happened to the other ones?
Bro, that's not our business.
No,
That's not our business.
Leave it alone, bro.
That's not our business.
Wait, is no one
I
else
got
curious
one.
about what happened?
I got one serviceable
No, bro.
pillow.
Bro, shit about to get weird. Let's just move on.
You trying to get personal, bro?
No,
I'm
the
not
world-
comfortable with this.
The world needs to know. This man said this is the only pillow that survived. Like survived what, dog? Like what happened?
That's not our business.
Bro, yeah. Just keep it
This is the
pushing,
man
bro.
behind the shaving cream massacre, bro. Like we don't need to know what happened to these pillows.
We're gonna have to tell that story one day. Recording.
Last one, you don't gotta tell shit. This
No.
last one's really comfortable.
All
That pillow
right,
got spirit.
we're gonna move on to whatever the fuck else, literally. So, all right, welcome to a new episode. Again, we're kind of a week late here. My bad. We're good. We're back here. Even though David tried to leave us, but we're here, baby. No, I'm just playing. I'm sorry, David. Like I said, when you're in here, like always, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what y'all think about some of the things we talk about here, and if there's any other topics or any thoughts you had as far as what we talked about in the video. So right away, gonna kick it off, do a little bit of sports in the beginning. I thought it was super interesting with Tyreek Hill kind of throwing shade a little bit at like Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, saying that they misused him and he didn't get the ball enough, but like he led the team in almost all statistics with like completions and yards, maybe not touchdowns because of Kelsey, but at least very close to what Kelsey had. So I thought that was a little weird.
Yeah, like when I first heard him talking about it, I was like, okay, like he's just, they must have asked him about a comparison of Tua and Patrick Mahomes. And my first instinct was he said what he was supposed to say.
Yeah.
If you're playing for an inferior quarterback, you can't tell the media like, hey, Patrick Mahomes is better, right?
Yeah.
But then he goes onto his podcast and he's like, Tua is clearly more accurate. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, and he's like, it needed to be said. And I was like, wait, like what? Like,
did it though?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I seen I'm not reading this. Like, I've seen the actual clip.
Yeah.
I read the context. Like, the man was clearly throwing shots at Mahomes. And it seems really strange because, like, Mahomes, like, I don't know. It seems like they had a good relationship. Like,
I mean, I thought so. I don't know.
I feel like this guy's pulling off big Antonio Brown energy.
Yeah. Nah, I thought the same thing. Like you said, I thought the same thing. It's like, hey, you got to gas your QB that you're currently working with now. But like, I mean, let's be real here. Is there, like, statistically, I would say I think Tua might complete more passes than Mahomes, but he's not like completing more passes down the field as Mahomes. Like their average completion yardage is different. Like Mahomes beats him on that type of shit. Like I personally don't think Tyreek is going to see the same success with the Dolphins as what he had with Mahomes, who could make literally any fucking throw in the world to him, down the field, short, intermediate, whatever. And with Andy Reid, that dude's a fucking genius. So it's like, I don't really know what he was going at here. Like he just kind of bashed them for like no reason.
What's crazy is that I feel like he's just opening himself up like there's so little upside to what he's doing and so much downside. It's almost like what Eli Apple was who was he roasting, and then he got fucking torched, then everybody fucking killed him. It was against Cincinnati, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like what was the upside here? Like why were you talking shit?
Yeah.
Right? And this is the same thing I feel about Tyreek. So like let's say Miami has a fantastic year. Everybody would be like, okay, cool. If Tyreek looks like if his numbers drop and Miami's offense is trash or Miami's offense is below par and Tua ends up losing the job to whoever's next or whatever, then like we're gonna go back to these comments and we're just gonna roast him nonstop. It's just like you're not winning here. Like I don't know. It seems like a very uncalculated move.
Yeah. I don't know.
Y'all think part of the reason why he left was because of Mahomes?
No, part of it was he just wanted to be the highest paid receiver, and Kansas City couldn't give him that money.
Because of Mahomes.
I mean, yeah, that's.
I guess technically,
yeah.
They offered him a really good contract, and it seems like they were heading in the right direction. Devontae Adams ended up getting paid. And then Tyreek was like, nah, I want that money too. And that's literally what he said. He said that Devontae Adams changed the dynamic of our contract negotiations. It's fucking crazy. They're like trying to keep a championship core together. And he's like, nah, like, give me my money.
I mean, he already delivered the ring though, right?
Yeah, but it's just the point of it, right? I mean, people are motivated differently, right? But you know, if the motivation is to be in championship games all the time, like he significantly took a step back going to Miami to do that.
But he got the bag though.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So like, that's what I'm saying.
Money every time.
That's literally what I just said, guys. I said it depends on your motivation. If your motivation is to win championships,
I'm just saying, look, put it like this: like, would you take less money to stay in Kansas City or take more money to go to Miami?
Again,
fuck out of here. No, wait, time out. I'm not gonna let this guy say this. Like, are you saying that what he did was logical or that made sense? Because I remember when Carmelo took the money to stay in New York, you roasted the shit out of him.
Ooh.
Well, because he could have gone to Chicago. But yo, stop putting my government out there. But Tyreek Hill already won a ring, bro. Like, I don't think it was such a big deal for him to move on, especially because he got a bigger bag.
But like, if you're fuck that. I'm not gonna
accept it.
Like being competitive. So you're saying like the height of competitiveness is getting a ring, and then after that, like you don't care no more.
Yeah.
I think he delivered what was asked of him to Kansas City.
Once you get a ring, like you don't. It doesn't matter to be competitive anymore.
He got the accolades.
I think he's still gonna be competitive.
Yeah.
But like, how's he gonna be competitive? You guys were roasting Damian Lillard for this shit. Like. How's he being competitive if he's putting himself in a worse position?
No, he got the accolades and now he's chasing the bag. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Accolades is what? Like that's what I'm saying. Like you win one ring and that's qualifier. Like once you get that one ring, everything is good. You don't have to try anymore.
No.
It's not about not trying.
But the thing is,
once you win the ring, now you can chase the bag.
But after they won that ring, Tyreek was the one that gave like that LeBron shit. Was talking about we can go 2, 3, 4. Like this man.
Until he saw the bag, nigga. He saw the amount of money he could win.
Again, like I said,
why would you saw Mahomes get that big ass bag, right? Why would you take less after you saw this?
I mean, you're gonna get less than a quarterback.
Well, nobody's got.
No, of course, but I'm gonna take less to make sure this nigga straight. No, I'm gonna go somewhere else to get more or as much as I can.
Again, Pete, it's all about your motive. Like, listen, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the motivation of, you just want the bag. Like, hey, by all means, if you want the bag, go get the bag. He did what he had to do. I'm just saying, like, if your motivation was to contend for championships, then he by far took a step back. That's what I'm saying.
And
I know, bro. Mine might be pretty all right.
Are we saying like what was the contract that he got? He got 20-something million a year.
Yeah, it was like 21, 22, and I think the Chiefs offered him like 19 or some shit like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're acting like
how much more years though?
$2 million is
Like-
what I just said.
No, how much more?
Now we're
years?
talking about per year. When we're saying like 2021,
Bro, he went
Yeah,
from
you're
Kansas
you're not
to
listening.
Miami.
And one contract was 3 years, and the other one was like 7 years. It's a difference.
it was probably the same. Like they're all standard 3-4 years. Like it's all the same shit.
yeah, it's,
They're not offering no wide receiver 7-year contracts nowadays. You know what I mean?
But,
Yeah.
And then in Florida, there's no state tax. So,
the income tax.
Yeah.
And you guys are trying too hard, man. Like this is
No,
Tyreek
yeah.
Hill
definitely
signed a
a
4-year,
non-competitive move,
$120 million deal.
which is dope. You don't think Kansas City offered him 4 years?
I don't know, but yo,
Most
you
likely.
can go
they-
from Kansas to Miami. Like
Facts.
a change of scenery can be good for you. And I
Yeah,
don't think that
again-
he went to like a team that's like in rebuild mode. Like I think Miami has the potential to be a competitive team.
Competitive and being a championship team are two different things.
Like nobody expects Miami to compete for a championship this year.
No.
All right. I mean, but if we get to that point in February or January and they're in conference title games, which I don't think they
Then
will,
all
but-
power to him. But exactly, that's what we're saying, David.
But I mean, he already gave Kansas City a ring. Like, I think.
Why wouldn't you want to? What you're saying is like Clay should leave. 'cause he
So
already got-
what about Clay? Not Clay Thompson. Not Kyrie. Good grief. Kawhi Leonard. He left Toronto after winning them a ring. Y'all didn't shit on him for that.
He fell out with the organization. It didn't have nothing to do with money.
Kawhi
He
was
fell out. I thought he just
No,
wanted to go home.
Kawhi was trying to get the fuck out of San Antonio. Toronto's the one that offered the best deal, essentially. But yes, he wanted to go back home. Which again, but where he's at, he is contending for championships if they're healthy.
And he won a championship in
Is he?
Toronto.
I mean,
Like,
I
that's
think
not-
they should be competitors. Or
And also,
competitive,
it's
but-
very different with
So
basketball.
why didn't he stay with
I'm sa-
Toronto? If
because he wanted to go home.
Yeah, if you're shitting on Tyreek Hill for leaving Kansas City for
he
Miami,
left.
like,
He
by
left
that logic-
Toronto to
all right, I'll
go
stop
to a.
talking.
He left Toronto to go to a situation where he could contend for championships again.
Yeah.
He hasn't even made the conference finals.
They've
in
been
what, 3
hurt.
years?
But
The
he
first
hasn't
year he got
seen
there when they lost to was it
David.
Denver?
But like we all
And
seen that.
they lost to
team.
Denver in the bubble.
We all seen that team, and we're like, they're probably going to be competing for a championship, right?
Correct.
They did.
Like they didn't win a championship, but because they didn't win it doesn't mean that they're not competing,
Yeah.
right? Like nobody expects Miami to compete for a championship. Like they're literally just building just to see if they want to pay Tua any more money.
Yeah.
Like they don't even know if they want to keep him.
Yeah.
It could work. I don't think.
It could work, or you could have stayed in Kansas City, and you know it would work. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make no sense, man. And like I said, this conversation wouldn't even be happening if he wasn't talking shit. I wouldn't even care if he wasn't talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, when they asked Mahomes about what he felt about those comments, Mahomes was like, "Oh, he's just trying to gain clout for his podcast," which I mean, I guess in theory is working because here we are talking about it.
Facts.
Yeah. So
Maybe that's what we should do. Like,
Yeah,
start
so
shitting on people to get views.
David, how much
I
did
can
you
do that.
say? How much did you say the deal was for Tyreek? It was 4-year what?
4-year, 120.
Okay, never mind. I'm reading the. Never mind. We'll come
Go
back
ahead, go
to it
ahead.
later.
Correct me.
No, I'm not
Yeah.
correcting you. I was
Man,
looking up what Kansas City offered him.
yeah,
and I-
Which was what?
I saw a 4-year 120, but I'm like skimming through this, so they must be talking about the Miami deal. So I haven't like looked into it enough.
We should just call Tyreek Hill and ask.
Yo, Tyreek. That'd be dope. Hey, the offer's out there, Tyreek. If you want to stop in on Woodcrest Certified.
Clarify this whole thing for us, you know?
Yeah, so
You
we
can
can
talk shit about
understand.
anybody on here.
Tell us about your motivation so we know what's going on. But all right.
But yo, so I honestly like you would stay in Kansas City just for the surefire like chance at being a title contender.
Bro, if I
over
am
relocating and getting a bigger bag.
if I am a receiver like Tyreek Hill, fastest man alive, right, on the field, and I have a surefire like Hall of Fame potential quarterback who can literally bomb the football to me 70 yards down the field, and have Andy Reid creating these dynamic and Eric Bieniemy creating these dynamic plays for me, and centering an offense around me with other pieces as well. Like, I mean, you know, I don't know. To me,
So you would choose that over more money and relocating to Miami.
but like my motivation is to win championships, right? And then like Tyreek said, he wants to go down as one of the greatest. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how talented you are. If your quarterback's not getting you the ball or doesn't have the ability to get you the ball, like what the fuck are you doing? Like all these crazy ass receivers who throw up these crazy stats have fucking Hall of Fame quarterbacks with them as well, dude.
I mean, I think Tua has the opportunity to
be a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Tyreek Hill the ball.
That
you think he has a Hall of Fame? Huh?
That statement not all true.
What do you mean?
Ocho Cinco had no fucking Hall of Fame quarterback.
No, but he had a fucking phenomenal at the time. Andy Dalton, right? He had a Carson Palmer at the time who was putting up crazy numbers.
For how long?
Huh?
Wait, who are we talking about?
You said Ocho?
Yeah.
Shout out to Ocho Cinco. He's that guy.
Nah, fuck with Ocho. He's a good dude.
He is that guy.
Yeah, but like how many times is Ocho Cinco competing for a championship though? This was a difference.
0.
Once.
Aren't like most wide receivers not really competing for
if they don't have a QB?
No, that I'm just going off what Rook said. His statement. He talking about most Hall of Fame QBs. I mean, wide receiver had like beast QBs. I'm like, nah. I know it's true.
I mean, Ocho made it to the Hall of Fame?
No,
barely.
No, he hasn't made it.
Oh, so
he still hasn't made it.
So what are we even talking about here?
No. But the only reason he didn't make it because he talked shit about it. He would have been made that shit.
That's it.
He would have been made that shit.
Terrell Owens didn't make it the first time around either. That shit was personal. The voters just. I don't want to speculate as to why the voters don't fuck with this guy.
He didn't make that shit because he talked shit about it. That's the only reason he didn't make that shit. No, he didn't.
That shit.
He didn't make it. No.
And then he threw like his own party on the side.
Yeah, he not gonna make it because he talked shit about it. He said fuck them crackers every time. He literally said that shit. So he's not gonna make it because he talked shit about it, but he should have been in that motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, then this conversation, your point just makes no sense then, Pete, because he's not even.
But
so
John,
he's not a Hall of Fame.
He's a clear wide.
He's not a Hall of
Fame.
Yeah, he's not a Hall of Fame.
No, but like I said, at that time though, Carson Palmer was like he was putting up crazy numbers too though. So like Carson Palmer.
Nigga, I said for how long?
For a while, I don't know how long. I'm just saying.
Carson Palmer was pretty good. All I'm saying is that like, if you got a chance to like compete at the highest level and you're a competitor, like, why wouldn't you? And it's not like you're leaving to like form a super team. Like you're already there, and they offered you a big contract. Like if they tried Davante Adams, and that's why Davante Adams left. Like, hey, he's already in love with Oakland, right? And then they kept on trying him, and he's like, yo, like, I've done so much for this organization. Like, why are you guys like being funky? And then at the end of the day, Oakland offered him a contract, and
Las Vegas
matched it, and Green Bay matched it. And at that point, Davante's like, "Fuck y'all! Like, I can't trust y'all," and he ended up leaving. I can understand that point. Well, like with Kansas City's like, "Yo, you deserve this money. Here it goes," and he's like, nah, fuck y'all. And then he leaves. It's like, wait, what?
Wait, so what? Shouldn't you have that same smoke for Davante Adams then that you got for Tyreek Hill?
I'm saying Kansas City was doing like they did everything they could to keep Tyreek Hill. I'm saying Green Bay was being fucking stingy, and they kept on going back and forth. And somewhere in between that, Davante Adams fell out of love with the whole thing. It's different. If you feel like if you're one of the greatest players in the league and you feel like your worth isn't being appreciated, you're going to go somewhere else. That's not Tyreek Hill's situation because Kansas City maxed what they can give him, right?
Mm.
From the very beginning, they're like, yo, you deserve this money. And he's like, cool. And then as soon as he's seen Davante Adams get paid, he's like, wait, hold up. I changed my mind. And then he leaves. It's like, nah, that's completely different.
Somebody else offered him more money.
again, if that's what his prerogative was to be the highest paid but not care about championships, then he accomplished that goal. All power to him. Now we're
But
not saying that.
that's such a like ludicrous comment. So now you think he like just doesn't care to win a Super Bowl?
I'm saying that he cares about getting a few $1 million more
He
than
said
winning
a
the Super Bowl.
few. A few.
They're trying to minimize million, goddamn it. Like,
But but I'm saying in context though, like for us, that's a fuck ton of money, right? But
For him too, nigga.
it's a fuck ton of money for millionaires too, bro. Like it made a difference in his decision, didn't it?
Chris' favorite player ticket. What you mean?
Nah, but the difference between Carmelo and going to Chicago is like 58 million.
That's
Yeah,
a lot.
nah, shut the fuck out of here. Like, get the fuck out of here. No, it's not the same thing.
It's only a few million.
They gave him the 5th-year option. They maxed him out. Everything. Like they New York gave him all the money, and then the next year they're like, we don't want you anymore.
That's funny. Good old
Melo
Melo.
won.
Yeah.
I wonder where he'll end up this year.
I don't know.
That's a different
That's
topic.
a different topic. All right, going on to some more life shit. Chris, you put greedflation on here in quotations. I'm curious on that. Like, is there something I'm missing here? Like, what's that in reference to?
You ain't missing shit.
Fucking Joe Biden, of course. Fuck Joe Biden. This is all his fault, right? That's what we're supposed to say. Donald Trump would have freed Brittany Griner, bro. He would have gotten her the way he got LaMelo or the Ball brother.
I mean, I can't lie.
He probably would have. Yeah. He probably would have.
That greedflation shit crazy though. Gas went up even though the barrels is cheaper. Prices of everything is going up. The average rent for 1-1 in Florida is gonna be $2,000, but the pay is staying the same. That shit is disgusting.
For the for the barrel shit, isn't that because of transportation costs though?
What?
No, the transportation cost is the gas, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean you get the gas, but you still got to like bring it over here.
Yeah, but like, where did the overhead increase though?
That's what I'm saying.
It's the supply. It's the projected supply that decreased. That's what it happens.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, in 5 years we're gonna have less. So we got to charge you more. So like when it comes to the greedflation thing, like they were accusing Tesla of doing the same thing, Elon Musk, because the chip shortage been started like a couple of years ago. And he rose the prices of all his vehicles. Like his whole thing was he created this I forgot the name of the actual model, but it's the smallest Tesla.
The Model 3.
The Model 3, thank you. And it's supposed to be like the affordable one. And as soon as like the prototype came out, he rose the prices. He's like, oh, it's because of the chip shortage. And people were like, wait, like that's kind of suspicious. A lot of people felt like he rose way beyond the overhead, taking advantage of the situation. And I know for a fact, many of these corporations are doing the same thing. In my industry, I know a lot of these corporations are doing the same thing. Niggas is making pure profit talking about market adjustment fees.
Yeah, GameStop did the same shit. The digital version of PS5 is $399, right? So when they got a hold of some more PS5, they did a bundle package for $850. Where do you go from $399 to $850?
What's the bundle?
What are it's being bundled? Yeah,
It's PlayStation Plus, which is $59.99, right?
Okay.
$150 in PlayStation Plus credits, even though that's probably way less on their end.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Huh?
Bullshit, man.
Like there's not games or controllers and shit.
Bro, dealerships are doing the same thing, nigga. Like you go to Hyundai, and like if you go to like the Palisade is like it's the equivalent to the 4Runner in Toyota, like the 3-row big SUV, and they're charging $10,000 over MSRP. And how they justify it is those $10,000 cover the rugs that come with the vehicle and an extra set of keys. $10,000.
Which is probably $250 total, if that.
Fucking like if I bought it at the dealership, that's what it'll cost me. Like it costs them fucking $5 maybe.
Yeah.
That shit is nuts.
The rug's probably $3 a piece, and the keys probably $150.
These niggas is greedy, bro.
You know why they doing that shit? I got into it with my store manager at Nike. They doing that shit because motherfuckers not gonna say shit.
That's 1,000% the answer. Like inflation just basically knocked our perception of what things cost.
Yeah.
So they basically can just like these companies that don't have a ton of competition, or if like they're all in line with each other, which we know that they are, and they all raise proportionally, they can all do it, and the consumer has no fucking idea what they're supposed to be paying. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
and have no choice but to fucking pay it.
I have a question.
The clubs do it. Nigga, I just came from brunch, and just because we had 20 people, they thought we had 10 people, so it's gonna be 150, right? Because we had 20 people, they charged us 400.
What?
You went with a party of 20?
That math does not add up, nigga.
Yeah. Like, 10 people is 150. 20 people is 400.
You might as well do fucking 2 groups of 10, nigga. Like
that's what I'm saying. And we would have saved 100. Well, they were like, "No, I can't do
that." It's crazy because like we'll have these debates, and for sure, like when it comes to inflation, a huge part of it is the bottlenecks that were created from the pandemic, the shutdown of the economy, obviously. All that stimulation money, obviously that a bunch of niggas had money and then they spent it. So they
made that money back already because when they paid us, as soon as they paid us, niggas spent that shit.
Right. No, but that's part of it though. Like when there's more demand than there is supply, prices go up.
Yeah.
All right. So that's part of it as well. But like the other part of this equation is definitely just niggas being greedy. And it blows my mind how like, again, and I hate to turn this into a conservative liberal thing, but like, I feel like this is what it always comes down to. Like these niggas are so convinced. One of these people on one of the sides, and I'm not gonna name which side I'm talking about.
You know what side? It ain't niggas.
Come on, spice it up, bro.
It's the opposite of niggas. It ain't niggas.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying in a nutshell. Like what
Pete said earlier.
these non N-words are these nons are
wait, he said non-N words. I heard 9. I was like, which 9?
6'9", nigga.
Nobody fucks with a snitch.
Nah, nigga, like yo, like I can't finish a thought.
Sorry. You're bad funny, bro.
You did this thing yourself.
Fuck, what was I talking about?
That these
non-N-words.
Oh yeah. So they're so convinced that these politicians are greedy, right? Like everything that politicians do is to sneak money out of your pocket, right? And you know, I'm kind of right there with them. Like
there's some merit there.
Yeah. There's a lot of merit there. But when I tell them that corporations are also like
doing that shit
greedy,
too. Yeah.
All of a sudden it's like, wait, no. Like for whatever reason, these niggas think that Walmart exists because they're thinking about you. They want the best what's for you. Like nigga, like they don't give a fuck about you. They all they care about is their profits. You know what I mean? Like if you end up benefiting in the process, that's just an unfortunate byproduct.
Shit was an accident.
Yeah,
like, wait, you saved the money shopping with us? Fuck.
That's purely accidental, dog. Like,
David, what was your question?
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask like, so these companies that are just doing what they do to maximize their profits, like, is this like a case of don't hate the player, hate the game?
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah,
you know, like, because you know, we could be like, wow, these guys are such assholes for doing what they do, but like, shouldn't we be looking more to the system that has allowed them to do what they do?
That's capitalism. Capitalism is going to allow whoever And the Bible says, if you build it, they shall come. So whoever build it is gonna capitalize. That's all it is. So you is what you say. You can't hate the player. You gotta hate the game. Like whoever builds it, niggas gonna pay for it regardless of what you charge for it, in a way. And that's all it is.
So it's like while we can sit here and attack these like CEOs or whatever, like they're only like a pawn in the game essentially, right? Because they're just going with the flow. And I guess they have the power to like, maybe detract the curve. Or maybe that's the wrong word, but
no.
Are we mad at them for maximizing their profits?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, they're taking advantage of the situation. When Dixie did it before, Target did it, Walmart did it, and whatever come after will do it too.
The difference here is that not the difference in these situations, but I'm saying like in totality with the whole player game synonym that this man just used, or whatever.
Which is fitting here, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's an analogy.
It is an analogy.
Thank you, Ricky. The thing is that these niggas spend millions and millions, like in totality, billions on lobbyists.
That's true.
So it's not just they're setting the rules to their own game.
They're rigging it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but they all doing it. That's why it's not the players, it's the game.
I mean, they're the players in the game. They make the rules to their own game. It's fucking Game of Thrones Walmart version.
Yeah, but the game,
everything up.
The game was there before them. They just adapted the game. You know what I'm saying?
Because like you're saying, like pharmaceutical companies are probably the primary target when we're talking about greed inflation, right?
Yeah.
Greedflation. They are in cahoots with the FDA. Like it's obvious as day. Everybody knows this. Like these guys all hang out once a fucking week, bowl, drink, suck each other's dick, whatever.
Wow.
And
all right.
Like the FDA basically makes it to where certain companies monopolize certain products. Like that's what it is. And they spend millions of dollars putting pockets into these elected officials' pockets to make sure that they stay in charge. So it's not that they're just, well, I'm here and I'm doing what I do and I'm benefiting from it. They're active. They have an active role in creating the ecosystem that allows them to be greedy as fuck. So like, nah, I'm not giving them no pass.
Nah, I agree with you. I agree with you, but prior to that, before it was like Walgreens and CVS, it was equity. You know what I'm saying? So it was the game prior to the players. So now the players is playing the game. It's the same shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying like prior to Walmart, Target, right? It was like Winn-Dixie. And prior to Winn-Dixie, it was Piggly Wigglies or whatever the fuck prior to that. So
Piggly Wiggly.
So
that shit's still out here.
It was a game created prior to the players that's playing it now. So it's the game, not the players.
But that's not necessarily like, that's not apples and apples. Because like Walmart won out because they had a superior business model. Like Amazon is doing the same thing to a lot of other companies.
Yeah.
Right. Like Amazon is just, they have a better business model than many other companies, and they're going to tank a lot of companies in the process.
Fact.
Right. That's what ended up happening to a lot of these places like Walgreens and CVS. They didn't necessarily have to, I mean, I don't know what the exact story was, but I would like to believe that they just had a better business model and they ended up beating out all these local companies that grew. And now you can't drive fucking 3 miles without seeing either a Walgreens or a CVS. And usually they're right next to each other, right?
Or in the same building.
That I haven't seen, but it's okay. Maybe it's a Milwaukee thing.
Isn't the Walgreens like right on 192, like a Walgreens and CVS?
Nah, they're like across the street from each other. Why would they be in the same building, Rook?
Oh, sorry, just go ahead.
fucking
Like
all
a
that
super
food
pharmacy.
and walking.
That's a super team pharmacy.
You guys are combining, nigga. Like, you ever seen a McDonald's and a Burger King join forces? Like, why, like, what would be the benefit of that? Like, you guys are selling the same thing. But anyways, right. Like, when it comes to some of these other things, like, it's not that they have a better, like, these pharmaceutical companies they're not winning out because they're doing things better than other people. They're just closing the doors to everybody else. They basically hold the Infinity Stones. That's basically what it is. They don't have to do anything special. They just know that, like, you're sick, and if you don't want to die, you have to buy from me because I'm not gonna let you buy from anybody else. You know what I mean? Like, nah, fuck that shit.
But I feel like what I was saying,
Chris for
I feel like
president.
somebody was doing that shit prior to them, and it's just they ain't make enough money than them. So you know what I'm saying?
All the cool kids are doing it.
Nah, I don't know.
Literally.
Nah, I don't know.
They don't make it right, but I'm saying like the system was created for that shit to be beneficial in a way. So
And like you mentioned, the lobbyists, like in a
capitalism.
different like perspective, like couldn't you look at the donations that they make to these lobbyists as good investments for their company?
Capitalism allowed these companies to come in and pay the government off to allow them to do what they're doing now.
Like, bro, like, lobbying should be illegal. Like, based off of the capitalist theory, you should not be allowed to motherfucking lobby. I don't understand how this shit continues to happen. This is crazy.
These fucking government officials is buying 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 yachts, so they don't give a fuck.
Yo,
And
like,
then-
it's the fact that we vote for these niggas and we all, like, there's, fuck
Some
the
of us.
Republican Democrat thing. We're all in agreement. We all hate these people. We all hate the lobbyists.
We
We
still
all
vote
hate the
for them.
pharmaceutical companies. We all hate these people. But for whatever reason, like, we stay focused on all the things that we don't agree on.
I don't think that's what it is. I feel like whoever we put in office is going to get the money eyes eventually anyway. They come in being, I guess, genuine in a way. And then when they see the money behind it, they're like, man, fuck that.
I'm gonna throw the flag on that one, man.
You don't think so?
Because there's not been one politician who's ran on the platform that they're gonna get rid of lobbying.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So it's not even like we're converting them. They came in converted. They came in as fucking Christians. They've been baptized already.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing with these pharmaceutical companies. Like, again, you could be Republican, you could be a Trumpo, you can be anything you want. You can believe in fucking Martians, you can believe in fucking the DC universe. All of us fucking hate the pharmaceutical companies. That's what we all share in common. But for whatever reason, like, nobody does anything about it. It's fucking crazy. Like, we're too busy yelling at NFL players for kneeling during fucking songs. Like,
Yeah, how dare you disrespect the flag?
He said songs, you gonna get canceled.
man,
It's
Not a song.
It's the national
it's heritage. What else do they say? Heritage, not hate.
It's a song, nigga.
It's
I'm not
America.
mispronouncing anything, bro.
You guys want to hear something hilarious?
Or-
So I
Are
just
you gonna tell it?
well, I read up on the CVS and Walgreens thing, and it's kind of funny. You guys ready for this? So these well-known stores are located together because each store already knows the existence or location of its competitor in that place. Therefore, they don't have to put the extra effort in locating them. By being side by side, they tend to take advantage of each other's advertisements of goods and seek to obtain higher market share. Even though the Walgreens was founded almost 120 years ago and CVS about 57 years ago, but looking at the reports in 2019, the net worth of CVS, it was a lot higher than Walgreens. So pretty much CVS was like, oh, we do the same thing they do. We're just gonna fucking piggyback on their shit, just get right next to them, do all the fucking, like, Walgreens did all this hard work and they just is like, fuck it, we're gonna join them and get right next to them.
That actually is fucking hilarious.
They're Kevin Durant, bro.
I had no expectations that shit was gonna be funny, but you delivered.
That shit is fucking hilarious.
That's kind of smart though, to be honest.
Yeah.
They're just
Like,
copying off the other dude's like test, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Getting a better grade, it sounds like.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what they're doing.
They say these motherfuckers here did all the research, so we're gonna piggyback on this side.
They're like,
Yep.
let's just do what they did.
Yep. Yeah, so CVS is taking advantage of them just by observing the customers, their behavior, their feedback to Walgreens, and pretty much do like the opposite of what they don't like.
Oh, you're gonna put
That's
one in
good
BBL?
shit.
Watch this.
Watch this. We're gonna be right next to you,
There's a
motherfucker.
CVS and a Walgreens literally across a traffic light in BBL.
Yeah.
It's like that on 192. It's like that.
Yeah, like that's
everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah.
And the only difference of who I put into it depends on the side of the street. I'm
Yeah,
at.
yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
Least
crazy.
out of the way. Yeah.
I ended up getting a Walgreens card, so I ended up going to Walgreens now. But I feel you though. Like that's what I was on before I got the Walgreens card.
It's just
Yeah.
easier to pull into this one. Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm on that side of the street, I'm gonna pull in here. If I'm on the other side of the street, I'm gonna go in there.
That damn CVS, you sneaky motherfucker.
Like I said, superior business models, bro.
yeah, yeah. Yo, on the inflation shit. So I had a meeting with the president of a bank out here on Friday. And I mean, I asked him his thoughts. You know, I told him, like, you know, the last time we were in a recession, I was in like middle or high school or whatever. So like I didn't necessarily fully know kind of exactly what was going on, even though I had a pretty good idea. But he was saying how like this one is gonna be scarier and is gonna like last longer than the effects of COVID. And I was like, why is that? And he was saying because for the first time, you know, we're having a recession where there's both inflation and like the recession combined, and then on top of like the gas shit, like there's just a whole bunch, like a shit storm that just coming at us, and it's gonna be fucking. He made me kind of scared at the end of the call, at the end of the virtual meeting. I was like, so we're kind of all about to get fucked here.
But he said he's comparing it to the pandemic.
He was saying that this recession that's coming up, the effects of it is gonna be worse than the pandemic.
Yeah, but the pandemic effects weren't bad.
What do you mean?
What ended up happening in
We had to wear a mask, bro.
Well, like, all right, but like, you know, the economy shut down, whatever. I'm just saying he's just saying in general, and he was mostly comparing like recessions. Granted, they happen for different reasons, you know, with the housing crisis and shit, but it's based off of like what that did to the economy. He's just saying like this one is gonna be like really bad because of the inflation, because of, you know, the lack of growth. And then, you know, he was talking about how like the issue with gas is like bigger than people think, because the whole gas shit is in everything, because a lot of packaging gets made with petroleum, and then just transporting literally anything everywhere with like the food, not to mention the fucking shortages with just workers and stuff too. So like pretty much he was just saying we're about to be in some deep shit, and it made me a little scared.
I think that guy's part of a pyramid scheme.
Why? I
You
mean,
don't
it
think
has-
shit
President
about
of
to
a
get
bank.
worse?
You said what, Pete?
I said you don't think shit about to get worse, Chris?
I mean, it's possible. Like, I don't know where he's getting this doomsday scenario shit from, though.
I mean, I just said.
I don't think it's a doomsday scenario, but
Because he was saying, because we didn't
what
have
you-
the issue of inflation on top of a recession last
But
time.
I'm saying in the pandemic, nobody suffered anything. Like, I mean, small businesses suffered. But
Yeah.
for the most part, like your life didn't change.
Well, my life only didn't change because I was fortunate enough to be able to be at home and not paying rent.
Okay, so I was paying rent and I lost my job and my life didn't change.
You're lucky.
you say,
I'm saying like that was the majority of people because we're getting stymies.
Stimmies.
Didn't you like reject yours?
Huh? I didn't
No,
get mine, but I had
you-
money saved up. Regardless, like it didn't like we
Wait,
bounced back
hold on.
immediately.
Hold on, you ain't get stimulus or you ain't get unemployment?
I didn't get unemployment. I got stimmies.
Yeah, I'm about to say everybody got the stimulus.
Yeah,
Or
everybody got
if you
stimulus.
was under a certain threshold, you got it.
But regardless, again, circling back, but he was saying that this recession is gonna be worse than the other one too.
Nah,
No,
2008,
but-
that's fucking stupid. That's what I'm saying. Like, that guy's part of a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, but Chris, hold on. A lot of people got affected by COVID. Like
Yeah.
you had money saved up. There was a lot of motherfuckers either staying together because they couldn't afford separated, or a lot of people moving in with other people because they couldn't afford it because they lost their job.
I'm saying the majority of Americans, and I know this for a fact, were making more money during COVID than they were when they were actually working.
That's true. Because that unemployment shit, motherfuckers was making way more than they ever did working.
No nigga at Burger King or working at Ross is making $800 a week.
That's true.
That's no way.
That's true.
And that shit lasted for 6 months.
Longer than that for some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you add on the stimmies on top of that. There was no inflation. Like the
Yeah.
recession for the majority of people wasn't, or I'm saying the recession, the pandemic for the majority of people wasn't a backbreaker. There wasn't like a massive exodus outside of like people weren't getting evicted and shit. You know what I mean?
And then they couldn't get evicted because they passed laws, and then they just stopped paying people's rent like 2 weeks ago, where they was
Right.
literally paying people rent, and some people wasn't even backlogged on rent. They was just taking advantage of the situation. So that's true. You're right.
Yeah. The 2008 crisis though, like
Was
that's
bad.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, that shit was
That's
bad.
fucking
That shit was
crazy.
bad.
Like
That shit was-
we had to bail out like 10 major companies.
yeah.
We almost lost our entire company, our entire economy. Like that banker does. I don't think he knows what he's talking about, Rook.
I mean, so like again,
Was
when
he
you
young?
no, this is old head.
Probably
Like I'm saying, bro, because even then it was bad. Yeah, there was a recession that was damn near a depression, and then, bro, but now it's like we're on the verge where we're not growing, so like it's a mini recession. But then when you top all the other shit, bro, like the inflation, like the supply issues, like the work issues, the work shortage issues, the fucking transportation to get shit into the country, like all that.
Everything that you're naming is just part of a recession,
Bro, but it's amplified right now.
right? Like, and there was also a recession at the beginning of the 2000s, and it was for the same thing, right? Like gas prices went up when that crazy fuck ended up burning all the oil fields out there in
Talking about Bush.
was it Iraq or whatever, out there in the Middle East. Oil went up and gas prices went up. And it was the same thing. Like people started losing jobs, a bunch of shit started happening. And that's how a recession happens. When a lot of bad things happen at the same time, a recession happens.
Yeah, but again, Chris, is right now it's not people necessarily losing jobs. It's motherfuckers not working the jobs. Like the shortages are
Yeah.
from that. So there's that, then the inflation, then the
but it-
recession, then the
But
fucking
Rookie, but these shortages aren't because people don't have jobs. It's because these people don't want to work them.
okay.
That's a complete different thing where like entire company has to let go of 10,000 people.
Because they couldn't afford them.
That's completely different. Me not wanting to work as a truck driver
Versus
isn't different from
having.
me having to like getting fired from being a truck driver.
But I don't know. I feel like shit is about to get worse. Just the fact there's chip shortages, like you said, baby formula shortages, cars. You just said your lot was completely empty at one point.
We got like 300 cars coming in next month.
Never mind.
Man, fuck them cars. Sorry, I didn't mean that.
Our
That was
whole
mean.
thing was the COVID shutdown in China, and they just lifted
Real.
that. So we're gonna start getting parts again.
So you think shit about to stabilize again then?
I mean, I don't know. There's a chance that things get worse, but I don't think that the signs point to it becoming significantly worse. I think we're gonna start seeing some bounce back. The growth that we were seeing through like the Trump era, like this is what happens. Like Republicans supercharge the economy by lowering tax rates, and these companies start spending and spending and spending. But eventually, like the party has to end, and we have to start catching up to reality. So inflation was going to happen, I believe, regardless. I'm not some fucking economist, scientist. So take my words with a grain of salt, but I think inflation was going to happen regardless.
Noted.
Yeah. And yeah, like I think it was going to happen regardless. And really, like, just the economy, we get growth, and eventually you have to restabilize things, like set a new norm, and then growth can happen again. As far as like millions of Americans losing their houses, millions of Americans losing their jobs, like I don't see that happening. As a matter of fact, the housing thing keeps on going up because people keep on buying too much fucking houses.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna pop eventually too, though, right?
Eventually, hopefully.
And-
Right.
Hopefully.
What are the effects of that happening?
Hopefully we can fucking buy houses. That's the effect.
No, fuck we. That's a whole lot of French. I could buy a house. Like, cause this shit tough out here, boy. Florida is the most expensive state right now. That
It
shit is
doesn't
sick.
even make sense. Like it
That's-
doesn't make sense.
Cause
And this guy beefing with Disney doesn't fucking help.
nah, fuck that. Disney ain't got nothing to do with it. The fact that what that shit called? I'm tweaking. The amount that they pay us minimum wage is not even that high to keep up with what's going on. That shit is sick. By August, $2,000 a month for 1-1.
I was talking to a realtor
Yeah.
2 days ago, and she says it's starting to slow down. The interest rates are starting to stabilize that shit. Eventually, probably by the end of the year, maybe next year, you're gonna start seeing prices of houses maybe get to something that's a little bit more normal, or they're gonna start like going back down because people are less incentivized to get loans today. You know what I mean? The problem with the 2008 thing, like, I don't think we're really putting 2008 into perspective. Like, it was niggas that were like janitors that owned 3 houses back in 2008.
Yeah.
Right?
Damn.
Like,
Yeah.
like that's where the bubble came from, where it was just this housing market that made absolutely no fucking sense. They're giving out these bullshit loans that were
To
not
anybody.
sustainable to anybody. And then it just exploded in everybody's face. And there was no money to back up where the drainage was coming from. You know what I mean? So these companies ended up going fucking upside down. I don't know if that situation, I don't know if there's clues that this is the same situation today. I think it's just niggas with a lot of money are spending too much. You know what I mean?
It's more, I feel like it's more weird now because even like I work in the hospital too, right? My second job. And some of these nurses complaining that they can't afford these houses. Cause they were like houses that was 180 is like 420 now. Like,
Oof.
Yeah, no. Like my coworker made 140 last year, and she gave up on looking for houses. She's like, nah, fuck this. I can't afford this. 140, if you can't buy a house.
I believe it because I make decent bread. I'm not even gonna lie to you, and I'm like,
Like how much?
nah, decent.
Let me get $1.
Let me get $1, dog. What's up?
Yeah, nigga, bro. Like, I need to put Rookie in a group chat with all my aunties, man. You guys
He called you a Dominican auntie, just saying.
Hey, that's not always a bad thing. All right. Some of them.
It's usually a bad thing.
He's a boy, first of all. So it's already a
Yeah.
bad thing.
Nah, that's okay though.
I always thought it was weird. Like, I had fucking coaches back home. I ain't gonna say no names that were asking like how much I was making a year. I was like, it's kind of a weird question, huh?
Because they're fucking coaches, bro. They're mad.
True.
Nah, but like unrelated though. Like I seen that Jennifer Lopez, like, she was on stage and like I guess like her kid is like non-binary, and I was like,
Oh man.
Yeah, we gotta leave that alone.
oh, shit, that's crazy.
Where we going with this, bro?
Nah, I was
What you mean
surprised
by
by
that, bro?
that news. I was surprised by that news.
What-
I was like, holy shit, that's crazy.
Are you? What exactly does that mean? Non-binary? Is that I'm not a boy or a girl? Is that what that means?
Yeah, I think she's undecided. She checked the other.
No, she gender fluid. When they non-binary, one day they could be a boy, one day they could be a girl. It's based on how they feel.
Interesting.
So you just wake up in the morning and say, "I want to be a boy today."
Yeah.
Sit while I pee.
Mm. All right.
You heard David.
Yeah. I
David's
tried not
canceled.
to.
You canceled, bro. Like my nigga, really, you canceled, bro. And I support it.
I'll tell you my God.
Hey, David, you gotta say it again for the people in the back.
I don't want to join into that. Whatever you got going on, I don't want no part of it.
Pete trying to bait David into getting canceled.
Yeah.
You can't cancel. You can't cancel someone, bro. That's just not real.
No, it's real.
Where's Rachel Nichols, bro? Tell me where she's at right now.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm pretty sure she can get a job if she want to, bro. She's probably
you're telling me she's not working because she doesn't want to?
I mean, she probably has the capability not to work.
David, like, you really believe that, dog?
Right.
Bro, I don't know, man.
That nigga don't.
So you think Rachel Nichols is like unhireable now? Because
Yeah.
honestly,
no, 1,000%.
Who's gonna hire her? The backlash behind
Fox?
that shit gonna be too much.
Fox.
Why the fuck would what upside would Fox have to hire her?
No upside at all.
Fox is them people. You know, I mean, Fox is, they get down a little differently.
What job would they give? They're gonna give her a weather reporter job just to say that they hired a racist lady. Like, what sense does that make?
Wait, she
That's
works.
some very Fox News stuff.
I think she works for CNN. She said
wow.
Nichols is based in New York. Nichols also reported for Turner Sports, handling a wide variety. Let me see.
That's old, bro. She was not with no TNT, bro.
Oh yeah, never mind. That is old. My bad. There's an old article.
Mark just got a myriad of bad information today.
I swear.
Nah, it's not a Marriott. I mean, look, we found the CVS model. That was great information.
Oh, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah. No, it looks like she is still a free agent.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's by choice, bro.
No, it's not.
Why would
stay
you
a free agent by choice?
So you're telling me
she can't.
The reason she got fired was because she aspired to get a promotion. So you're telling me she went from wanting a promotion to not wanting to work?
That's possible.
That don't make no sense. You can't make that make sense, nigga. She's sending her resume and they're sending that shit back with a canceled sign on it.
It's like a fucking stamp. Canceled.
All right. So what happens if she lands a job in the near future? Then can we revisit this and say, I told you, like,
why? No, I'll bet. You want to put money here? Let's put money here.
I don't know. I'm not betting on Rachel Nichols getting a job. Fuck that.
Because you don't believe what you say.
Bro, she's a rich woman, dog. Like, she can take some time off.
If you believe what you said, then you would bet.
I say a lot of shit that I believe that I wouldn't bet on.
No, you say a lot of shit that you don't believe because you're fucking toxic. Like saying shit to fucking start arguments. And what's crazy is that this nigga will like, I like Tekashi. I'm like, yo, I like Tekashi's music, and he'll be like, Chris only says that because he wants to start an argument. Like, what?
I don't say that.
You absolutely said that.
Bro, how you gonna call me toxic, bro? I'm a decent human being, bro.
You can be decent and be fucking
toxic.
You're fucking toxic, bro. Like,
all right, if I'm toxic, what are you?
Toxic.
Fucking logical person, bro.
Yeah, I agree with you
there. I will say I do kind of believe at some level she's a free agent by choice, because like I do think if she wanted,
don't fucking agree with me.
No, I do think if she wanted just any job that would hire right now, she could get one. But like if she's trying to get into sports, like, so she's unhireable like in her desired field is what I feel like. So
yeah,
like,
but that's still the same shit. If Walmart gonna hire her for $10 an hour, of course she's not gonna take that shit. Yeah. But what she really want is not gonna hire her.
So is she gonna be the head of a major network? Like, no. So she's canceled.
But some little fucking bum ass station in West Bumblefuck gonna hire her.
Yeah, she could go to fucking Kansas City and report on, like
The
Jelly
Chiefs.
beans.
somewhere, under some bridge somewhere. Like, yeah, they'll hire her. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's you might as well be canceled at that point.
No, but and at that point, it made more sense for them to hire her because they got upside because they're gonna bring in viewers. Like
she's gonna go to making like how much do you think her salary was? Like in the millions, at least hundreds of thousands, at least.
I think
she's gonna go work for Kansas City and make
$10,000 a year,
$70,000 a year. Yeah, like
yo, did y'all seen that sort of beef with Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless?
I saw headlines of it, but I didn't really look into it.
Bro, Skip Bayless threw out all their fucking bank accounts out there. Like them boys are making millions, like millions and millions of dollars. It's just crazy. But like pretty much Stephen A was on JJ Redick's podcast saying how Skip Bayless came to him and was like, yo, we need you. Like, I need you here. Like, without you, I have nowhere else to go with this show. For First Take. And then that's when Stephen A joined, and then their ratings went crazy up through the roof. And then Skip Bayless went on his podcast and was just like, no, that's not how that worked out. And was saying how that shit is wrong. And Stephen A was kind of full of shit. And like the show was already like on its way up before Stephen A got there. But the reason I thought about that is because he put like all their financial info out there and was like talking about Stephen A is making like 16 million. He's making like 20 million or some shit like that. And I was just like, you get paid that much to be talking out of your ass?
How would they know how much each of them is getting paid?
It's reported. No, it's reported out there.
I saw somewhere ESPN was giving Stephen A 10 a year.
Yeah,
like his most recent contract with them was worth 10
million.
That's
that's not illegal.
Yes,
no.
I think it's.
We report on NBA and NFL players' salaries.
Yeah, but that's a little different though, ain't it?
I mean, it's talent, bro. That's what it is. These anchors are columnists.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're considered talents.
That makes sense because you could do that with the movie stars too. They report. That makes sense. Yeah. I guess it's not like one of these because in the regular jobs that's kind of illegal.
It's not that it's illegal.
I think that's a cultural thing. Not wanting to speak on how much you make.
We know how much CEOs make.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
That's
like
true.
they just tell us don't talk about pay because they don't want us fighting over pay.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a cultural thing.
No, that's absolutely a culture. That's a fucking bad cultural thing. That's fucking.
I know, like, there's a specific group that like they're not trying to talk about how much money they're making.
Because they don't want,
That's true, because they
don't want women to find out and shit.
It's a control
it's not even just that. Like, I get paid more than the jits I work with at Nike, and when I be saying my pay, they get mad as fuck.
Well, that's because you have years with the company, though.
Not even just that. There's some people in there that have more years than I do, and I get paid more than them.
Oh, wow.
That's hilarious.
Oh, so
them all the time.
You're selling ass for that raise. That's what it sounds like.
Wait, Peterson was selling ass?
No,
Is that not what David said?
Yeah, that's
what David said.
Oh, mind your business, Chris.
I mean, it makes sense. I'm not mad at you.
That doesn't make sense. I'm not selling ass. It's weird.
It do make sense. I mean, if anybody can do
more
it,
money than the niggas
I'll bet on you.
Older than you, like I don't know, like maybe you're under a table, but like whatever.
Damn. Dude,
your thing, player. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Bro, Skip Bayless's contract is $32 million. That shit's crazy.
That's gonna be the name of this podcast.
Nah, total.
The episode is gonna be "Don't hate the player, don't hate the game." Like hate the game.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. All right.
Yeah, gotta be.
Yeah, but nah, Pete. It's a 4-year, $32 million contract.
And what's the other?
So that's 8 a year. Stephen A is getting 10 a year, I believe. I think I read that once upon a time. Let me use this fucking.
No, so what Skip said was that Stephen A's was all right. So Skip's is like 30. What I say, 32, and Stephen A's like the first year was 10 million, but then like the next 2 years was like 6 million or some shit like that, and then the last year was like 10 million again or some shit like that.
Yo, it is insane the amount of money that Disney has to just throw around, bro.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking money just to talk shit on TV, bro.
Bro, and
So, like-
Skip Bayless is like always wrong too, man.
Yo,
He's
like,
he's not even good at the fucking job.
Bro, 32 million to be wrong all the time, bro.
For 4 years, bro, that's a lot of money.
I don't think I've ever heard Skip Bayless make a point, and I'm like, damn, like I feel you, bro. Like I don't think ever.
Bruh. One time I saw him tweet something nice about Jimmy Butler, and I was like, fuck, man. Jimmy Butler's gonna play terribly now.
Who's who? Skip Bayless is on with the rainbow hairline.
A white guy. He
He's
looks
the
like
white guy, yeah.
He doesn't have
like he looks like he fought for Nazi Germany.
That's tough.
The sad
what the
part
fuck?
is that's
That's tough.
it's
I know who's who now.
I look at that nigga and like, I don't know, man. I get those vibes.
bro, I always thought too, like the shit that Skip was saying was a facade. But like I've heard this man speak about his shit, and he like real deal believes the bullshit that he's saying.
I don't know. I think he's just too ingrained in his character. It's like when they said after what's this guy's name? Heath Ledger left the set, he was still the Joker. I think that's
Yeah.
kind of like the same thing. Where like there's only so many bad takes you can say before you can't like turn it off anymore.
I guess.
Michael B. Jordan said the same shit about Killmonger. He
Mm.
said he felt like that shit like when he got offset. So I feel like you know when a motherfucker lies so much they start to believe in the lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of them shits. Like, cause they know they're lying, but they just did it so much they have to like end up entertaining their lie. If that makes sense.
Yo,
Yeah,
low
they
key
gotta-
though,
they
P.
gotta call in.
Yo, P, low key, you and Skip Bayless are boys, though.
What?
Yeah, you're both Cowboy
He's
fans.
a Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that okay? What?
And I can't lie. There's probably a lot of Cowboy fans
That's
that
what,
eat, bro. Like
so me and like 80 million Americans are the same. Like
Yeah, y'all both are.
that's America's team,
Weird.
weirdo.
Yeah, oh, I'm the weirdo. You're a Cowboys fan, and I'm the weirdo.
So
My
you're
team-
you're
my
so
team is
you're-
better than yours.
So you
No, it's not.
align with all the Milwaukee fans, is what you're saying.
Me?
Milwaukee.
he's
No,
on-
I'm saying the guy.
No,
who's
no,
a
no, no, no.
Milwaukee.
Chris just. I was talking shit about him being a Cowboys fan. All right,
Probably-
just relax. Okay, we don't gotta make
that
this.
is true.
We don't. No,
That
no,
is-
we don't gotta. You don't gotta make this a thing. I was trying to talk shit on the
If
Cowboys,
I have
and
to
now he's
guess-
doing this thing where he's diving in and trying to make some shit happen. Just let it be.
So you probably got a hood.
If I
Talk
had
that
to
shit.
guess-
Talk
if
that
I
shit.
had to guess, Milwaukee is probably top 10 in KKK
Oh my
participation.
god. Here we go.
I think your guess is more scientifically proven.
No
Yeah.
shot.
Like,
You don't think
like
so?
I feel like every other political protest is in Wisconsin.
Ain't that where Kyle Rittenhouse is from or something like
No,
that?
bitch.
Yeah,
No.
That's
no,
where he
no.
went. That's where he went. That's where
Went
he
to
went.
Wisconsin.
He went.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went.
So-
He drove over.
Which
He's from.
Which is just as bad.
He's from Illinois.
He's from Illinois.
But it makes sense that he went to whatever for I don't know.
There was
Right.
there was just a
He just-
protest up here that he showed up to.
He just wanted to defend the businesses in Milwaukee, bro.
You was at that protest.
Dude, that
too,
was
though.
not in Milwaukee. Dude, that shit was like 2 hours south of me.
Oh, Kenosha. My bad. I was in Kenosha.
Yeah.
He just wanted to go defend those businesses.
That's
in
like
Kenosha.
5 minutes away.
I literally just said it's 2 hours.
5 minutes.
I mean, what's the
That's what I
difference, though?
heard.
5 minutes and 2 hours?
No, I'm talking about Milwaukee and
You
Kenosha.
just
What's the
said
difference?
5 minutes.
Kenosha
They
is
both
like,
have rallies.
Have you ever been to a KKK rally?
no, man. Yo, I'm ending this podcast. You guys fucking suck. I hate you. I was trying to make a joke on the Cowboys that
That's
we
what
could
you
all
did.
agree Cowboys are fucking ass, and then y'all want to turn it into this shit.
Like if I had a bet on the ratio. Of
If I
races,
had a bet on the we're gonna cut Mike, cut this
I
off.
bet
Our video
you- I
coordinator,
bet-
we're gonna cut this shit off. We're gonna literally sanction as soon as I mention the Cowboys, Mike, just cut it off because we're not doing it anymore.
I bet you
Nah, we're posting this shit.
there's a bigger ratio of racist people in Milwaukee than there is in Dallas,
I
which is
believe.
crazy because Texas had slavery for longer. It's
Nah,
almost
I
like
don't know. Some of the people in Texas really hate the fact that they're attached to the southern border.
Yep, Texas
Like,
wins. All right.
It'd be
Thank you all
I mean,
for
you
watching.
know where Dallas
it'd be
is.
some
Dallas
people that
is
hate
like-
their
Comment,
geographics.
Subscribe.
Dallas
Let
is
us
like
know what you
4
guys
hours from
think.
New Orleans,
Bucks
nigga.
and
Like
six.
Dallas has
Fuck
more
them
black
Cowboys.
people than it does
We're gonna
white
end
people.
this shit right now. Catch you on the next episode.